People embrace it. Good for them. Disney
Well-
did not get to copyright it yet, so
Well, surely not in the numbers that they used to.
no. But I'm sure at some point Star Wars will come up in this conversation. It never fails. But today we have Chris joining us again. We missed you last week. How you doing, Chris Braulio?
I am so good, and I am so happy to be here. Thank you for that warm welcome, sir.
Well, we're glad to have you. We also have Paul Chatto from the Great White North. How are you?
No, I'm good. It's a very nice day today.
And it's called the Great White North because there is no black people in Canada.
What?
None.
Not a single one.
No. I'm afraid we have lots of brown people.
So even your indigenous people are honkies. Is that you have a honky indigenous culture?
They have two. They have their own alphabet that they.
Does it include LGBTQ++?
Just 2S.
Oh, okay.
Well, there must be at least one ghetto in Toronto or something, because back in the 90s, there was this rapper called Snow, and he grew up there.
Yeah.
He's white, though. That does not help your argument.
Yeah, but pure black people was all that he knew.
But it's because
you can turn the radio on and listen to black people. That don't mean shit.
So we have an area, Jane and Finch, where a lot of the Caribbean population emigrated to, and we have cultural enclaves in Toronto. We've got a Portuguese, Brazilian,
I'm just joking, of course.
Greek. So, but it's I worked up at Jane and Finch, and it's like it's like any place else. Yeah, it's a pretty cool location. Lots of good roti places, jerk chicken. So
we believe you, Paul.
Pardon me?
I said we believe you, Paul.
Yeah, I mean our black experience in Toronto is very much different from the American one, except for whatever reason, we decided our little lefty governments decided to bring all these American expatriates who were bringing in critical race theory.
Yes.
And then suddenly Canada had to become the Jesse Jackson of the North. Like it was just everyone was kind of imitating the scene that was happening in the United States and the whole slave thing, which ours is a very different, a completely different historical background. But apparently when the American influence came up here, we suddenly have the same problems.
Yeah, it's funny. We have that all over Europe too, as the universities and stuff like that. They're their absolute best to import the arguments, the worst of arguments and ideologies from America.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
Instead of the best.
And that voice, of course, you hear is the boss man, Andre. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. Yeah, saw a cool movie this weekend. And,
you did?
Yeah.
For those who haven't seen the video yet, Andre can't speak too much about it because he's under embargo.
Everyone that saw it had to sign an NDA. So
right,
wow. I can't wait to wait.
Oh, to embargo! I thought you had signed a flotilla to Gaza.
Well, you can't sign both. So,
what can you say the title of the movie?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. Uncaged Fury.
Uncaged Fury 2. Right.
Yeah.
No, of course. Yes, he saw Mortal Kombat 2 and he can react to it, but he can't give it a review. Which
he can mime.
Yeah, he's like.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, you can ask, and we'll see how we can try to bypass things.
Okay. I love it. I love games. Yeah.
It's the charades of movie reviews.
Indeed. I was very happy with it, though. I was very.
It sounded like it from your review.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Your reaction.
Yeah.
It
was going to be a review until I was like signing. I was like, fuck. Well, there goes my plans for detailed breakdown.
Well, that just gives you another video.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
But there were some people who are griping like, don't even find out what he thinks until 3-something into the video. And it's like, well, yeah, because like Andre just said, he had planned on for a full-fledged review.
Yeah.
We were sitting there. I'm sitting here like waiting at the computer going, where's Andre? Where's Andre? Where's my review? And then all of a sudden I get a little message coming through. Fuck.
Yeah, like, and also, and I always do this. I always like, this is what I expect. This is where I'm coming from, because you need to be aware of that. Every reviewer should do this instead of saying, oh, this sucks or this is awesome. Cool. What else do you like? What else do you dislike? Who are you, and why should I agree with you or disagree with you? That's what I always try to put into whenever I react to something. You need to know where I'm coming from to see if you in any way are aligned to me. Maybe it could be if I like something, that should be a red alert to you. That could happen. But anyway, DOA 1701 says for $4.99, Andre spent Mayday watching MK2, and here I'm thinking he was throwing commies out of a helicopter. Well, one doesn't have to rule out the other, you know. I mean, you get really amped up watching Mortal Kombat 2. Eager to do something.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that box office fares this weekend, because I know Disney has been trying desperately to get Doomsday to happen. I don't think that it's gonna. I think it's gonna be Doomsday, all right, just not Doomsday Day. But that being said, I think if anything has potential of kicking off another Barbenheimer, it just might be Mortal Prada or Prada Combat. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to call it, but it might
Mortal
work.
Prada, I like that one.
Mortal Prada or Prada Combat, one of those two. You guys decide in the chat. Let me know, because I think this might be the winner.
I got it. Mortal Prada, a dangerous team up, because there's Michael in there too.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, that's
Triple
true.
feature.
Yeah, because Michael is its own kind of entity, but this see, like the Devil Wears Prada meets Mortal Kombat is like, considering the box office it had this weekend. I'm sure there was a lot of women going with their mothers and their sisters and their cousins and friends and all that kind of stuff. But I almost have a feeling and wonder if there wasn't a lot of, okay, you do this one for me and we'll do next week for you for Mortal Kombat. So there might be something here. I'm curious to see how big Mortal Kombat is this weekend and if Prada hangs in there. But yeah, let's get into the box office here in just a few minutes. We got box office news we're going to talk about, so we'll get into that then. But Hyperguyver points out that nobody cares about Star Wars Day anymore thanks to Disney. Yeah, I kind of poked a joke at it. I don't remember if it was on the show here or when we first came in, but yeah.
I got some pushback over on Bleeding Fool's social media when we posted something about the projections for Mandalorian getting around 80 million opening weekend. And the commenter said, "Why are you talking like it's 2018? My kids are excited for the movie, and there hasn't been Star Wars on the big screen since 2019. And I just basically said, we're just reporting exactly what the projected box office is. So there may be some excitement, but there's nowhere near the excitement there was for The Force Awakens or the Phantom Menace.
And Star Wars is not the same as Michael and Prada, where you're not going to get a bunch of walk-up business. That if people are going to go to see Star Wars, they're planning it ahead of time. They're buying their tickets now.
Mm-hmm.
They're not waiting until the day before it comes out to pick up their ticket.
Yeah.
Like,
well, the projections, and this is over at bleedingfool.com right now.
This is good.
Fold. Yeah. Oh, that's good too. Jill, way to go. Is that it's going to open lower than Solo: A Star Wars Story.
That's not good at all, because I was predicting it would probably land somewhere between Solo and Rogue One.
Me too. And I think you're right, Tom. Actually, that's what Deadline was reporting. 80 million opening, and Solo opened at 84, I think. So,
and that was considered a disaster.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I think I think it will do better than projected. And I almost feel like Deadline and Hollywood Reporter and Variety are sort of lowering the expectations, maybe, so it outperforms, I guess. I don't know. And of course, the cope is they spent a lot less money on this than they did Solo. Of course, Solo, they fired, or not they, let's just say who it was, Kathleen Kennedy, with Bob Iger's blessing, fired Lord and Miller off of Solo. So that I would still love to see that original shooting script with those guys, because they
screw the script. I want to see the movie. They shot 70-some% of the movie.
Yeah, before they brought Ron Howard in. So obviously it was going to be a lower budget than Solo. So
probably would have been more entertaining, at least.
Yeah, I think so. But you got to put Phoebe Waller-Bridge in there and ruin everything. So,
oh god, I mean, Solo. I've seen so many people come out and say, "Look, we gave Solo a bad rep. We just didn't go because of The Last Jedi. It's not that bad of a movie." I'm like, Dude, no, it is a horrible fucking movie.
Yeah.
There's nothing good about it.
It
Everything
feels like
is
a
bad
TV
about it.
episode.
About
honestly felt
Solo?
like a TV episode.
Yes, first of all, you can't see anything. It looks like it's shot with mud on the lens. Secondly, Chewbacca is eating people. Thirdly, he gets the name Solo just because he's flying by himself.
Yeah.
Lame. And at the end, the whole thing's about a woman, and he literally is basically the one who starts the rebellion and comes to the same conclusion he does in Star Wars, so we have to watch him go through the same arc twice. And the Kessel Run is the dumbest shit in the world. You have spaceships. Why the fuck are you running a very sensitive material on a train?
Yeah. Yeah.
That movie makes absolutely no fucking sense, and anybody who says it's good needs to rewatch it and rethink about this, because it is a horrible fucking movie and it doesn't deserve to be anywhere near Star Wars, because it's just a piece of shit. At least I had the ability to tell, Clint Howard that, no, we don't blame your brother for that. We blame Kathleen Kennedy for that fucking mess. I got to tell him that right to his face, because he's like, yeah, my brother feels real bad about that. He feels like he let you guys down. I'm like, no, you tell your brother from all of us here in this room and every fan on the planet, we don't blame him for Solo. That is all Kathleen Kennedy's fault.
Oh, for sure.
And he's like, well, that's too bad, because she's the reason I'm in the movie.
I like Clint. That's a great impression too, Tom.
Sounds just like that, yeah.
It's just, it's one of those movies where it does have a couple of neat visuals and a couple of neat hat tips and stuff, but overall it's low quality. It felt very episodic television to me. What's that, Paul?
I was just saying it's when Kathleen cut out the rock alien that Lord and Miller quit. They were really mad.
Well, they took their rock alien design to this movie. Have you seen this movie, Project Hail Mary? It's really good.
I've heard it's pretty good.
There's this little movie they did, yeah.
It's still in the top 5, by the way. This last weekend.
What's that kid's name? Ryan Goose Gosling.
Hey, he's from right here.
Is he? Wow.
He's a Burlington boy, and I live in Burlington.
He's about to be a big Star Wars star too next. I think that's coming.
Boy.
You know what? To tell you the truth, I'm actually interested in watching the Grogu movie, but because of Favreau, I'm going to have a hard time thinking that he can't put together something vaguely entertaining that at least has a beginning, middle, and an end and kind of makes sense. I'd be shocked that he just can't do the basics right.
Yeah.
I kind of find it funny that in this conversation now that Gina had, because remember, it seemed like Favreau was pretty much on his way out the door.
Yeah.
Right? Like this Mando movie was a farewell tour kind of thing. But when that conversation happened, the way she made it sound like was Favreau was more in charge than Filoni was. So, yes, I get it. On paper, Dave Filoni is the CEO and head of Star Wars or whatever, or Lucasfilm. But I'm starting to wonder if he didn't beg Favreau to stick around and help him kind of nurse him into this new thing that he's doing. Because all of a sudden now Favreau's back, it feels like. And he killed his own character off.
Yeah. Well, I like Favreau. I mean, but he's had his duds. I mean, I remember
I'm not saying that, but
Lizzo and Jack Black's appearance, and I was like, okay, I'm tapping out.
I don't know he was involved anymore.
For that.
He was writing it. He wrote that episode.
Well, he doesn't.
It was directed by Bryce Dallas Howard, though.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing that I think maybe he wasn't in the right headspace then. I mean, you had the same thing with the Jango Fett series. Boba Fett series.
Yeah, but that was a forced thing, and I mean, even Paulie.
I mean,
hey, how you doing,
yeah,
Paulie?
that was awful. Hey,
I think you were one of the people that brought that to our attention. That part of that was kind of a, I'll do this for you if you help me get my thing done with Robert Rodriguez, and it was kind of just to fill in the spaces between Mando season 2 and 3. Wasn't that the understanding there for Boba Fett?
Oh, for Book of Boba Fett?
Because Robert Rodriguez was like, well, if I did this, I was hoping to get another Alita Battle Angel movie or something like that. He said.
Yeah, that wasn't Favreau. That was Rodriguez.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Rodriguez did him a favor while Favreau was trying to figure out what the fuck he was going to do with Mandalorian because they got rid of Gina. But anyway, sorry. Good morning,
Speaking
Paulie.
of Gina, hang on a second, Tom. I saw your discussion on. I think it was
everyone's blocking out the brown man today. All right, Chris.
Yeah. Hey, mute him. I'm talking.
We'll just do
is Carano in the movie or not? Is she going to be in the movie or not? I'm putting dibs that she makes an appearance right now.
I mean, she's talking so cryptic.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, she said no. The latest bit was.
Did she say no? That's what I'm saying. She is, with her answers, they're very political. And I don't mean that in a sense of like, one way. I mean, she's doing the sidestep, right? Like,
which is
so
smart.
they're like, so how did your conversation go with Favreau? Are you coming back to Star Wars? And her answer is, look, I love what I did there, blah, 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 blah. And I'm ready to work again if it's the right director, right story. But then she won't say yes or no, right? She kind of just leaves it dangling out there. It's like she knows what she's doing because she's somebody who's always been pretty forward before in the past about yes, no, maybe so kind of shit. This feels like she's dancing because she knows something she can't say. And I think she does have a cameo in the movie. I don't think it's going to be some grand, huge scene.
Right.
But this conversation with her and Favreau happened back in August, September, I think what was the time frame in this? So there's been plenty of time for her to shoot something. And in fact, there's still time now, if they wanted to, between now and the release, to shoot a cameo of her.
Yeah, right.
And just get it in there and quickly shoot it.
Case in point, for the original Avengers, they shot the end credit scene after the world premiere.
Yeah, you'll have that a lot. So,
yeah.
Like I said, this is not impossible, but they better hope they have something because as we were kind of leading into this, there's not much going for this Mando movie.
Pedro Pascal, come on, man. He's a certified blockbuster movie star.
I have yet to see that actually play out. Like, has Pedro Pascal been the star in a vehicle where he is the only draw? Somebody please, if there is a movie they can think of, and Paulie would be the one to remind us. And he's stretching right now. I can see the gears working.
My favorite.
No, man, y'all just not letting me talk, man. So I had to bring up the fucking Brown Lives Matter hashtag.
Brown Lives Matter.
I'm feeling very victimized right now. Very victimized.
Well,
very.
In your victimhood, what is your opinion, or can you think of one Pedro Pascal movie where he was the lead and it actually opened?
And then, more importantly, after
Andre
that,
wow, I love it, fuckers.
And then get us back on track. So,
That's right.
And now you're allowed to talk.
Oh, I'm allowed to. People, you want to know the pain and suffering of my people. This is it's me being on Midnight's Edge today. There you go. That's funny, man. I can't even keep up with all the where were we?
Yeah, where were we?
Best Pedro movie or biggest
Best Pedro movie.
Yeah.
First of all, I fucking love you guys.
Love you.
Man, you guys.
We love you too. That's why we can have
fun. No. I'm serious. You guys are very special, man. You know, I love the chat. I want you guys to know that. You know, so when we rip or say stuff to each other, it's all done in love and we're having fun. Now, on that note, fuck you all. Okay.
Pendejos.
Pedro has had minimal success with small films in the box office.
Right.
The one that I can think of is The Materialist, which did very well for the budget that it was in. Now you could argue, well, it was him, Chris Evans, and Dakota Johnson. So, but that would be the closest thing. Everything else, it's been a streamer hit after the fact.
Right.
I'm not even counting the IP stuff. That doesn't count. That's like the Zendaya stuff. Doesn't count the Spider-Man stuff.
Right. I was gonna say that, or he's like with somebody else as well. Like you even pointed out with an asterisk, that other movie also had Chris Evans and a few other people in it. And I mean, I guess that kind of helps make my point. He's not somebody who's proved to be a commodity yet to where you can go, I'm going to see the new Pedro Pascal movie. Like to where some people went and seen Marty Supreme going, I'm going to see the new Timothée Chalamet movie. Because they had no fucking clue what that movie was about.
I think it's problem that he's kind of pussified his image. Like when
Yeah.
he was in Narcos.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, God,
okay,
yeah.
this is okay. Is this the Pedro Pascal? This is okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I said was streaming. He's a streaming.
Yeah.
No. But I'm saying that in
Nick Cage
Narcos,
movie.
my
Go ahead.
point is in that Narcos, if that was the Pedro Pascal that we always see,
Mhm.
I think he would have had a very different career track. But he has been effeminized
Yeah.
more and more and more to the point where he's wearing giant fucking carnations on his shirt. Like it's
Well, let's be serious though.
No, but he is. He's walking down the street
really-
kissing on a dude.
Yeah.
Let's be serious.
okay. What
He
is it?
always was this.
No,
Okay.
That's fine,
That-
but he wasn't.
No,
that,
he
my
always
image
was.
was
Is
in Narcos.
What
Yeah, I
I-
see what you mean.
Dead. It's just that we didn't know about his
Yeah.
personal life, right?
Proclivity.
We didn't know his personal life, which I think is a great thing. I think all actors, we shouldn't know shit about their personal life.
I agree.
Right.
And you can keep on doing Narcos and Massive Weight of Talent, all these different films. He's, it's not like he's a bad actor.
No, he's not.
No, not at all.
So
Because I'll back
him in
Paul
that
up.
Nick Cage movie, Massive Talent,
Yeah.
Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. I
That's
thought
a
he was
great film. Too bad the movie flopped at the box office.
Oh,
But
they
no,
lost money. Yeah.
I agree with both Paulie and Paul here because, like, at the time, it took us a while to kind of like. At first, it was just okay. Pedro Pascal, he's in everything.
Yeah.
But then he started showing us who he really is, and I think that's where Paulie's right. And it's a little harder for us now to stomach him because and Paulie will remember this, and I agree with Paul on it. Like when I watched Narcos, I fell out as soon as Pedro left. Like 2 or 3 episodes in, I'm like, I don't care about this show anymore. The lead is Pedro. He had all the charisma in that show. He carried you through that show, and I will give him credit. As far as an actor goes, he is amazing as an actor. He just needs to get out of the public scene and quit talking about politics, quit running around ruining his image, because Paul's right. Look, you can be as gay as you want behind doors,
Yeah.
but there's an old adage in Hollywood is like, you can be married and you can be gay or you can be whatever, just don't tell anybody. Because you got to seem and appear to be available, right? Like that's kind of like the mystique, the image of the movie star. It's like the women have to think they have a chance, right? You know?
I think you're onto something. Like Ian McKellen. I mean, he's gay, but nobody looks at him and goes, "Oh, well, I can't take him seriously as Gandalf."
Well, what's the difference between him? Well, he's very out. He's very out. He brought. Remember that one Academy Awards. He brought his younger boyfriend.
Yep.
To the Academy Awards, and they sat right there. This was like 20 years ago. Gandalf nominated. Hey, here's my good-looking, hot young boyfriend. What's the difference between him and Pedro? I'm just asking.
You know what?
I think Pedro puts it out there more. The Academy Awards is one thing, but
and Pedro is
another
much more
thing as well.
oversaturated too.
And that's
yeah,
true.
but another thing between those two in particular, Pedro Pascal is something of a sex symbol. He is someone that that the ladies want or wanted, and that the guys wanted to be. Ian McKellen was never that.
No.
In Narcos, think back to Narcos. That was a badass, right?
Yeah.
That's channeling something that guys want to be. And he always channeled something that the ladies wanted. Ian McKellen was a great actor, great in the background, never, ever channeled that. He was never a leading man. He was always the one who was there elevating things in the background.
That is true.
Like Magneto. But he was never the center of attention. That is why you have all of this increased focus on Pedro, because he center stage, and then you have like this sudden disappointment when you see what he really is. With that, can we please get back on topic, because we've spoken.
Can I just finish? The one thing I want to say is it's not his gayness. Sorry, it's his neediness that popped out that bugged the shit out of me. I don't care about someone being gay. I mean, McKellar is a fabulous. He's a poofter, and that's a great archetype. No one was against Ian for being this, classic British poofter. I mean, it was big, flaming, wonderful, but the needy, touchy side of Pedro. I mean, just be
It makes him creepy.
Make them creepy. Make them a manly gay. There are manly gay actors.
Yeah. I
Look
can
at
tell
Freddie
you,
Mercury.
I
he's
don't,
got
I
a
don't give a
moment.
shit. I don't give a
Yeah.
shit about him being gay.
You don't get to dictate how gay or gay he's not, right?
That's
but-
true. That's
No,
true.
no,
Hold
that's
on,
true.
hold on,
But
hold on.
I can dictate what I like or not.
No,
I
that's
can,
a different argument. That's a different argument.
Yeah.
And I'm actually agree with you, but the times have changed where, you know, it's like, why hasn't Pedro come out? Why hasn't Pedro come out?
I
I'm
don't
actually glad that he's never, like, you know, done that, but he's just living his little his
Yeah.
gay life. I actually respect that. But
To a point. Yes.
I'm talking about for me, but
Yeah.
you know, the thing is that it erodes in that mystique for me in the
Yes.
characters that he can play. Right? Can he go back? Like, if he's gonna go do a new, I don't think he would ever do another Narcos role right now. That's
Well,
what I'm saying. I wouldn't
here-
buy it. I wouldn't necessarily. I don't know if I would buy it right now.
Here's where I agree with you both, and I think we should move on here to the box
yeah,
office.
move on.
Is that like it's all about the mystique and the image, and it doesn't matter if he was gay, because there's plenty of actors who are gay, but that does not impede them playing whatever role. And I agree with Paul's point. Like it made a big difference if he had just kept that kind of to himself, or like not made it such a big part of his
All I'm saying,
personality.
there are. It's the needy
Yes.
thing that I saw that drove
That's
me
the
nuts.
part that's the
That's
problem,
all.
because you're 100% right. You can still be gay
I
and
don't.
be masculine,
Of course,
right? Rock Hudson and several other actors throughout the years. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we turn out and find out like Daniel Day-Lewis is gay, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm not surprised.
Fred Astaire was gay.
Jonathan
imagine
Bailey
they're pretty
from
much all gay.
Jurassic Park. Jonathan
They're pretty
Bailey's
much all
gay. He's
gay.
open about it too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that he is. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's
I'm not
to,
even sure it's. I'm not even sure it's his lifestyle. I kind of think that it brought things in high relief when Gina Carano got fired, and people brought up, "Well, look, her co-star was doing this," and I think the politics thing really put a spotlight on him that we might be discounting. I think it might have.
I think
Yeah.
if Pedro, if he could just stop pimping for Michael, I didn't get the joke.
You stepped on it.
So
He stepped on it.
really fast about Rob Rodriguez. It was an absolute get. You got to remember, Favreau asked him a favor. Listen,
Yes.
I had this director for this episode, bailed out of me in the last 48 hours. Can you come in the next 72? I don't know what it is. We only have 18 pages for you to direct. So not only are you going to do this under the gun, but a half-assed script. He's like, yeah, let's do it. And that episode rocked. That was the at least in my
It was one of the best episodes.
right.
Yeah.
So then that made the room for like, hey, why don't you be the showrunner for Book of Boba Fett?
Yep.
And Rodriguez was all right. I'll do that, but I'm not really into the IPs, and he even said that. But if it means Disney, we can do Alita 2. Let's talk. Right.
Yeah.
And that's what him and Cameron were hoping for.
And
Since then, though, the Alita producer, the main guy behind the producers, passed away.
Mhm.
So I don't know if that's ever going to happen. I think Alita 2 would still be fantastic, but that was the get. Now we're talking about Django and Zorro really quick. If I could get Rodriguez from at least the aughts era, I don't want
Right.
Rodriguez with the shiny scooter era to do the Django and Zorro. But I would love OG Dust Till Dawn Rodriguez to fucking rock Django and Zorro.
well, that's the thing, is unless you know something I don't, like I see it as what you just explained, and this is what I was asking you earlier, and thank you for taking
Yeah.
us full circle back around to my original question, and I
Mhm.
was positing is that Rodriguez did this as basically a favor. He made it pretty clear, like, I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan in the world,
Mhm.
and I'm not necessarily into doing this, but if this gets my foot in the door to do a possible sequel to Alita, I'm all there. And that he made that pretty fucking clear. So I don't blame him for the Vespa scooter thing. Like, that to me is like he's playing in a playground that he didn't really like. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the same thing of like somebody who's a huge Star Trek fan coming in and trying to do Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's not going to jive well, or vice versa, right? I mean, look at what happened basically to Star Trek. You had a bunch of Star Wars fans making Star Trek, and look what happened.
I could dig around with Rodriguez and
Yeah.
find, and see some stuff, but
I'm not saying he's not more corporate now. You're definitely right about that.
he's just
yeah.
older and he has kids, and he even talks about like how that's changed him. So it's like,
Yeah, Yeah, same thing happened to Spielberg. But let's get these super chats and then let's get to the box office. Pilgrim Media says, why is the format in the vertical love the show? Well, there's 2 streams, Pilgrim. So what you could do is go to our main page. One is set up for phones and one is set up for the regular widescreen, depending on how you're viewing it. But it is technically 2 different streams. And on X, I believe it's in the long view as well. So, and then Barry the Music Man says, Paulie is hockey helmet short bus special pendejo. I think so. He's coming at you.
Barry, you are the ultimate Kentucky pendejo, and that's not with a C. It's with a pendejo, a J, a jota.
And then we got Mikey. Hey. I miss you.
There you go.
Okay.
Mikey, who's been here for 60 months, says Pedro is Mexican, and as a fellow
Chilean.
Mexican, he's a Sexican Mexican. That's what Paul.
I thought he was from Chile.
That's what Mikey is. Yeah, isn't he from Chile?
I think he's from Chile.
He's Chilean. He's Chilean.
Yeah,
I can advise Pedro,
but he can advise. He's making you guys. It's a joke here. If you read the thing,
he says I can advise
as I am as sex symbol.
Yeah, go ahead and read it.
Oh, I see.
He's going to give him some pointers. You guys stepped all over Mikey's joke.
Well, Chato did.
I did. I just read the first 3.
The comedian fucked up the joke. Imagine that. The professional comedian, that is.
Pedro's Mexican as a fellow Mexican sex symbol. I can advise Pedro on image issues. LOL.
We love you, Mikey. We miss you. He's on his way to work right now. But
is he? I'm gonna bother him.
I told him to get his ass in here. He's like, I can't. I'm driving. I'm like, you.
Yeah. And as for I can tell you the moment when I think people have discussing Pedro to death, and I'm sick of it myself. But I will tell you the moment where I said, okay, dude, this guy is now freaking me out. It wasn't when he was gay or anything like that. It was when we had this video of him on stage with Sue Storm, the actress playing that.
Yeah.
And he was like looking really awkward and then grabbing her hand. I was like, oh my God. And I first saw this on like Facebook or some reel or something like that with something, oh, he's shy. It's like such a cute dude. That was not cute.
That was terrible.
That was freaky.
Yeah, I know.
That's like this is where you actually need HR.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah.
I keep talking like
that and
move the fuck on.
I'm just pissed that I didn't think of it first.
It was weird that was going on, and then the Cynthia Erivo Wicked tour with the Ariana Grande touching stuff. I mean, there's been a trend of creepy. Been a trend.
I got molested in a little boy's room.
Oh my God, what is that?
It's time for some box office. Let's get out of there. Let's get out of that conversation. Oh my gosh, Paul's got the numbers for us here, and so does Chris.
Cool, okay.
So. We got one or the other.
Go with Paul.
The Devil Wears Prada rocked the box office this weekend. We missed Culture this weekend. Hopefully he's doing well. He was unable to make it this morning. But yeah, The Devil Wears Prada came in with 77. I think that's just the domestic, because I think overall it did.
Oh yeah,
that is just a domestic. Yes.
And then Michaels came in with only a 44% drop. Look at that shit. You don't see that very often. Same thing. Mario's been doing pretty well hanging in there.
Yeah.
And Project Hail Mary still, even though Amazon's going to drop that on streaming next week, or video on demand, I should say, not streaming.
Right.
It's still hanging in there.
VOD.
And then we've got Animal Farm, which is another animal to get into. So let's start with the top. What do you guys say? Let's get into that first. So Paul, you did not go see The Devil Wears Prada, even though you were creaming over this movie all year.
I was not, you liar.
You're like, oh my God, that's the movie I'm going to see this year if I don't see anything else.
Yes, that's right. This will be the only movie that I'm going to see. Yeah, I mean, really, I don't know what kind of. Listen, I'm watching Project Runway every day.
Oh,
I'm watching the real thing.
I mean, for a man putting down Pedro's gayness, you've been more queer today than you have in the last month. What's going on here?
Queer is not gay. Let's get this straight. Not to be confused with straight.
Let's go gaily forward. Can
we just
go gaily forward?
Go gaily
Yes.
forward. Yeah, I mean, how many of the stars of The Devil Wears Prada actually are gay? This is one of my objections. I can't
Stanley
really-
Tucci.
Well, he's faking gay.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding.
So, yeah. Anyways, I have my fill of designer experiences just watching Project Runway. We're blasting. I think we're up to season. No, we're on the All Stars now. We're going through all the Project Runway All Star shows. But I'll review it just based on not knowing anything about it. If you'd like.
What's the
No, you don't have to review it.
Second biggest global opening so far this year.
Disney's
Huge.
big winner so far this year too, if you think about it, because this is a Fox film. Well, I hate using the term Fox,
Yeah.
but let's just say, face it, it's always going to be Fox.
Yep.
See, X. I got used to X faster than I did Fox. I'm still to this day calling 20th Century Fox.
What was
Crazy.
projected for Prada?
A little less than what it opened at. So it outperformed. Yeah. Around
It's in its range.
65 to 70, I think, was what it was projected. 63.
I'm not surprised because the original film with inflation was a $500 million box office. It did 342 million at the time, but
And
with the
people have
inflation,
a
it's
really
over
good
$500
memory.
million.
I mean,
Yeah.
I really loved that film.
Well, I mean, it's got all the things going for it. In this movie, seeing this box office reminds me is like, why the hell did Disney put Hocus Pocus 2 straight to streaming and not put it in theaters? Because this is pretty much the same kind of audience that they would have drawn
Do they own Practical Magic?
or drew. They don't own Practical Magic. That's Warner Brothers. They're doing a sequel, but Hocus Pocus 2, instead of bringing it out in theaters, they brought it out straight to streaming.
I think that wasn't that during the COVID era.
I'm not sure if it was on the tail end of that or if it was on during, but I just thought it was a big mistake for them to just.
But Hocus Pocus does not have the same cachet as Devil Wears Prada. Sorry.
No, not necessarily, but considering, I'm just saying, like, this was a good move on their part because, I mean, the reviews are coming in that they're like, yeah, it's all right. It's not as good as the first one, so it'll do really well on streaming. But I'm curious to see how this next weekend goes. Like, that's what I'm saying. They better hope for a Prada Combat matchup.
It doesn't need to be a good movie for women to go see it.
That's right.
I mean,
Exactly. I hate to admit it, but you're right.
Barbie. Most of my friends who I trust all hated it. All the women that I know hated Barbie.
Well, we recently had Wuthering Heights where women were going to see it,
And it-
just so they
again-
could bitch about it.
Exactly. You take and as I've said, take a look at the top 100 New York Times bestseller lists. It's the books are horrible. So
But let's go. So the three things that we used right here: The Devil Wears Prada, Hocus Pocus, and Practical Magic. They all have a massive female hook to it, right? Whether it's
Absolutely,
fashion
yeah.
or a movie star. Sandra Bullock is huge with the gays, and Chato would know.
and I love her.
So that's why Practical Magic is gonna be huge.
And that's how we know Paul's gay.
Yeah, but Devil Wears Prada is just the fashion hook, and Hathaway, and a little bit of Meryl Streep. But
Doesn't this also have Lady Gaga in it too, though?
Yeah.
ugh.
It did have Sydney Sweeney, but she got cut out.
But from our numbers, I mean, it's got a huge traffic on our website as far as just the written review. People are interested, Yeah.
Well, good, but that's good for the box office. I mean, I think this is an important thing. We're now getting movies directed towards the demographics that want to see them, and that's a good idea.
I totally agree. I noticed that you have the top 10 movies in theaters, but even the one that made the top 10 at number 10 didn't even hit $1 million. However, I went back and looked at 2025, 2024's box office for this first weekend in May, and this is better. This is better than last year. It's better than the year before.
Oh, let's not make any mistake about it. These last few weeks for Hollywood have been the best few weeks they've had in a while. And not because they've had some humongous blockbuster, but because they've had consistent hits.
Yeah.
Every weekend we're seeing something take over and or hang around and also have some staying power. Like honestly, I can't believe and people need to start taking Universal to task because they're dropping Mario Brothers tonight, midnight on video on demand.
Wow.
There's still 2 or 3 fucking countries that hasn't opened up yet. They're going to kneecap this son of a bitch.
That's crazy.
Are they stupid?
Wow.
Well,
It might not even break $1 billion now because of this.
That. Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Look at Amazon though, right behind them, and it's coming out on VOD. And so Mario,
But that's another week and a half away, though, at least.
Well, that's true. That's true. But
And
Mario
it was out how many weeks before Mario?
Oof.
Well, and then you got Didn't we talk about this? Is it Mortal Kombat?
Mortal Kombat comes out this week. But anyway, Chris, you were making a point. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was done.
No. I agree with you. I just think that I find it a little bit astonishing that Project Hail Mary and Super Mario are already coming out VOD.
Project Hail Mary, I wish they would hang on a little bit longer, but I can't blame them at this point. They're going to cash in now when it's still hot.
Yeah.
And it's kind of it's dipped below 10 million for the weekend. So it's like, okay, now's the time.
Now's the
that
time.
Makes sense. At least they gave it.
Yeah, they extended a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Oh.
So
well, and that's got to be something that they're looking at too, because if you haven't gone to see it by now, you might do VOD at home.
Mm-hmm.
But see, Mario Brothers is stupid because they should have let it play out. Then you let it linger for a little bit. And then the last weekend of May, the Memorial Day weekend, you throw it out there one more time to compete with Disney. Because I think they got Toy Story 5 coming out that weekend. Am I not mistaken?
Ooh, wow.
And then you add something to it just to piss them off. Be like Super Mario Brothers Galaxy with new footage and a new ending sequence or something where they're doing like, they used to do with Shrek with the karaoke shit.
Yeah.
Watch Disney would be so pissed because that'd be Memorial Day weekend. But no, they're screwing themselves on that. They can't even do that now.
But then the total 170 million that it made this weekend.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
But anyhow,
whole box office domestic.
Because Animal Farm is the only real competition it had this weekend for family films, and if you see there, boy, was that a misstep for fucking Angel Studios.
I was actually going to do a video on Angel Studio branding mishap.
Yes.
I couldn't really get my head around to writing it properly. It's weird. I didn't know this, but I believe it was started by the monthly Shave Club guy.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, really?
I think so. Harry's or whatever.
Yeah, or something. Yeah. So again, that's a different story. And then they had the weird marketing that went with it.
I don't get it. Yeah, because
just don't get it.
For those who don't know, and I've said this before, and other people are finally becoming aware of it because of this, that Angel Studios doesn't actually produce anything.
No,
they don't. They're just a distributor. They buy films and they distribute them in shows and distribute them. In this case, they have what's called a guild, and they're like paid members of the guild, and they actually get to vote and decide what movies Angel Studios releases. I don't know how this got through the guild. Because there's even guild members on their Facebook group going, how the hell did this thing get through the guild? That's their exact response, basically, in the short, and you got 20 other people below them going, yeah, how the hell did this happen? and I seen this, and I agree with you, Paul. This is a huge misstep for their branding. Because now you've got a brand that has been built now for the last few years, especially since Sound of Freedom, and they've gone, to the point where they're almost like a mini major now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they went and screwed themselves, if you ask me, with this, because this goes out there and it just shows that the people that used to trust Angel Studios, that's what they're saying, is they don't know if they can trust their future products anymore.
Well, you can't tell from just one film.
Maybe,
we'll
but
see.
That is a big deal to this group because they are very attuned to this.
Sure,
and this is the whole reason why Sound of Freedom and the other films that they have put out have been able to do what they have, is because they don't have to have the billions of dollars or millions of dollars to advertise. They've already got the grassroots in the churches. Do you think churches are going to be happy to bring this kind of shit to their patrons? No.
But depends what the next movie is. If their next movie is, I Hate Jesus Christ, then we'll confirm that they have a problem.
Hey.
I don't think they will.
It's not nice. It's growing pains, and they're learning a harsh lesson as a studio.
Wow. Yeah.
Right? This is growing pains.
The response is almost worse, Paul. Did you see it?
Their response is terrible.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
get
our
it.
guild members have the right to see the movies. They voted on it. It's like, well, then why is your guild saying how the fuck did this get through?
Yeah.
But this is why I said the other day. I think they knew this for a while, but they're contracted. The contracts were signed already. We got to let this in the theaters for 2 weeks and then go to streaming, and then let's just forget all about it. This ever happened.
Well, and the people this really hurts is not the Cineplexes. It's Angel Studios who's hurting their own image. And I noticed this because my little podunk theater, the reason I've been able to see Michael so many times for cheap is because they're a cheap little theater. They only cost $5 a show, no matter what time they're showing. It's just $5 flat.
Okay.
But the big thing that they do normally is because it's a community-run theater, is they get a lot of the they've gotten pretty much every Angel Studios film ever there until now. They did not get Animal Farm.
Well, yeah, it's very. I said this the other day to you. It's a selective.
Well, I think it was by choice because they have pretty.
I
good
don't want to
control
argue
over,
that, but
but I'm just gonna say, yeah.
I'm just saying that I don't think it's not a wide release, so I don't even know if it was able to get to your.
This is the same theater I got to see Horizon in. Let's put it that way, because they have a lot of control over what they get and don't get at this little
which
theater.
Still hasn't been released.
Part 2, no.
Yeah.
And they had this one ad campaign that featured a quote from an American communist magazine that loved the movie.
Well, there you go. They're hitting that narrow niche group of American communist theater goers.
And I just want to say, I know people in chat are saying Animal Farm is not a family film. I know that. They're advertising this though like it's the next Pixar Disney type movie though. That's where people are going, what the hell is this? That's the problem we're having. And I'm glad to see it just fall off a cliff, but I'm just wondering if it's going to damage Angel Studios.
Well, like I said, we'll know on the subsequent movies. You're only as good as the movies that you bring out. But again, we'll see. I am curious because, again, as you have already discussed, it's not only the film itself, but Angel Studios' reaction to this has been bizarre. And then they had that weird ad with the guy who looked like Will Ferrell and the other actress, and I went, "What on earth was that about? If you don't like the movie, you're pigs." Was not getting it.
Oh, it's terrible. It was absolutely totally tone deaf. I was shocked.
Yeah,
I was shocked.
And the drama's still in the top 10. At number 10.
Yeah. So let's keep moving on here because, we didn't really broach it, but Michael staying in there and only a 44% drop, headed towards $500 million already. Chances are it could make it already by next week. What do you guys think? I mean, this movie's hanging in there.
Well, the Wall Street Journal article is going to hurt it.
Oh God, yeah. All the Variety and Wall Street and Rolling Stones
and they shouldn't have gotten that communist magazine to say best movie ever. That hurt it too.
That was Animal Farm.
Yeah. No, I know. I was kidding.
Oh, my brother took his daughter to go see Michael last weekend. They loved it.
Okay.
We were at my father's in a nursing home, so his family and my family were there visiting. Yesterday, my mom's out of town in Florida with her girlfriend, and my brother suggested, hey, for Mother's Day, why don't we go see Michael? And we'll go see like a matinee show, like at 4:00, and then go take Mom to dinner, for Mother's Day. And we all loved it. So I whip out Fandango and start looking for show times for Michael in the area. And we've got maybe 5 pretty significant theaters. One of them is a Regal. We've got a couple of AMCs. One theater only has Michael. And now that wasn't the way it was last weekend. Multiple theaters had Michael, but only one theater this weekend.
Why is that?
I have no idea.
Has it run its course?
I think it's Disney forcing the theaters.
That's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if they're just crowding the theaters or something this weekend. Because how do you take a movie that just scored another $54 million in its second weekend and you're already taking it out of the theaters?
Here's a petri dish for you. And this is interesting that you brought that up because I brought this up to Andre, if he's still here. because I happened to talk because I talked to one of the people that works or owns the little theater that I was talking about, because they grabbed me because they know I've seen Michael so many times. They're like, "Hey, you want to buy the poster?" And I asked him, I said, "So how well is the Devil Wears Prada doing?" Because I told him what I do for work. I'm like, I just kind of curious how that's going to be doing for the weekend. And in the 3 showings that they had so far to that point, they hadn't sold 1 ticket.
Wow.
But I was in a screening of Michael where there was 12 fucking people.
Mm.
I'm like, and this is a little itty bitty town going like, okay, so you're getting a little petri dish kind of idea of what. So how does that factor in? Like, I'm looking at these box office going, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Because at least when Michael was playing up against Mario, there was a bunch of kids still going to see Mario, and it was me and a bunch of older people going to see Michael. Right? Or not a bunch. Like I said, anywhere between, every time I've went, there's been between 6 and 12 people outside of one showing. There was one showing where it was just me and one other person. Otherwise, there was anywhere between half a dozen to 12 people in the screening. And that's a lot for our little town. So I'm kind of confused at these numbers. And I think you got a point there, Chris. And I'm wondering if Disney didn't squeeze Michael out of a bunch of screens.
I'll let you know. We'll go see it this weekend. I'll let you know how the crowd is. Again, it's going to be the earlier show, so that's going to be slow on a Sunday, I would suspect. But my wife just got around to seeing last weekend. We went to see Project Hail Mary. We both loved it, and it was a healthy crowd after being out in theaters for so many weeks. Now it was a Saturday night.
I wanted to go see it in IMAX, and I couldn't get a seat. Because they re-released it in IMAX after the week after Mario Brothers in between here, like last week or whatever it was. I couldn't get a seat.
Yeah. Yep. And speaking of that Wall Street Journal, I wonder if part of it is, it's just the investigations talked to 400 witnesses. They couldn't pin anything on Michael Jackson. So I don't know what the media is chasing here.
They don't want to be wrong.
Yeah, salaciousness is all they're just trying to.
They built this image, they built this narrative, and if this narrative doesn't stick, then they are the ones that are proven wrong.
Yeah,
it's their legacy that's on the line here. That's their problem.
Well, you even pointed out they're pulling out all the stops. Now they're spreading around the Epstein photo where he took a celebrity photo with the rich guy. So
yeah, and what it was I believe he was looking at a house, and I think Epstein was either the person who knew the person who owned the house or something or other with the realtor. And then there was another photo that was floating around of him, Diana Ross, some kids, Epstein, and I think Ghislaine. Guess who the kids are? Because they're trying to make it out like these kids are ones that are being trafficked. No, that was Michael and Diana's kids.
Yeah.
It's like, and it was all taken the same day. It was something to do with they were looking at a house, because that's all it was. It's so stupid. If you go and look through this, it takes 2 seconds to search on Google half the time to debunk most of this shit.
Yeah.
That's
what
pisses
kids
me
with
off.
Diana Ross, though?
No. Her kids were there. Her daughter was there, or whatever it was. So it was there's like 3 or 4 kids that are there, and their all faces are all blotched out.
Yeah.
And it's like the photo caption is always Epstein, Michael Jackson, Diana Ross, and children. And it doesn't say their children. It just says and children. Okay. Yeah. It's like, and minors or something like that. You know what it always say? And it's like, if you actually go and search the image, it's literally like Paris and Blanket and stuff like that. And Diana's daughter. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like,
so there's other movies in the top 10 too, no?
Yes, there were. Yes. So, well, we talked about most of them already. Hokum. Did anybody see that? What is that? It's a bunch of hokum, if you ask me.
Hokum. No, but it looks like the
witch movie. It's that witch movie, right?
Oh, is it? It looks like the mummy's hanging in there. Lee Cronin's mummy.
That thing just boggles my brain.
This is pretty good. This is pretty good for the week.
That is very good, actually. Yeah,
it's very good. Yeah,
it was very, very good.
Considering we don't have what I would say like a Star Wars or a Marvel movie out right now, that's very, very, very good, actually.
Especially considering where we have been for a very long time, it's tremendous.
The Deep Water. Which is the plane crash shark thing,
right?
That you were talking about last week. Yeah,
I kind of want to see it. I didn't see it. I had one of the writers see it.
How many theaters is it in? It's only 1,000.
It's not.
It's doing pretty good for only being in just over 1,500 theaters. So that's not bad.
So I'll probably see that next day or two. But it's got like a cool little cast and. The thing is that I don't know what they're expecting as far as their money on return. It costs $40 million to make, though. So
I bet it has a streaming deal already. Then
I hope so. Because yeah, I know they were promoting a lot last
shark
week,
movies are very popular on streaming. Trust me.
but and then like I was saying before too, can't count the drama out at number 10, and that's cleared over 100 million just here in the States. So going back to that argument,
another female driven film, yeah.
No, just of these IP stars like her, Chalamet, or Pedro, can they open up something on their own? When she's proven it there.
Yeah, because that's what's her name, Zendaya, and what's his name, Batman. Can't even think of his name now.
Yeah, no, that's all Zendaya.
Yeah.
Pattinson.
I'm a little surprised. So you've got the drama came out. It earned a little less. It's almost at 47 million domestically. And then there's that movie. And it's been out for a month now. And then there's that movie much further down, Reminders of Him, that's been out almost twice as long, has earned about the same, and made $35,000 this weekend. Why is it still in theaters? I don't even get. Are they just trying to hit a 50 million mark?
Maybe
just keep it out there till we scrape in the last of the. Get that 50 mil. Is that what's going on? I mean, I don't know.
I think they're trying to wait till it hits $1 billion.
Say who owns it?
Oh, okay.
Who is this?
So it's going to be out there as long as like No Picnic, which is way down near the bottom. It's been out for 13,000 days so far. They've raised 50,000 though. They got a little ways to go.
It's Universal,
and romance,
and they're still leaving it in theaters, and Universal hasn't pulled it. Weird.
And Hoppers too. Hoppers has been out now for 2 months, but that sort of fits Disney's MO, right?
Yeah, that's one thing I will give Disney. They are the only studio, or at least they're the studio that keeps their films in theaters the longest.
Yeah.
Regardless of what it looks like, they don't jump the gun on these. Universal, on the other hand, is the worst. So, and everybody else is somewhere in the middle. So, like, they're trying desperately to get this movie, I think, over $400 million. It's not going to happen.
I mean, Six is asking what's the downside of leaving it in the theaters.
Normally, there's not.
There's no downside. There's a pocket to where they're and probably like out of the 10 theaters, like it's probably like in number 8 or 9 as far as like size theaters. It's probably in the small screens right now, just trying to make a couple bucks, Tom. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And normally it's not a problem. Like the only time I would say it's good to rush a movie to streaming or video would be if it was a huge flop. And that's where you kind of give it a week or two to just kind of fester, and then you bring it. Yeah, Animal Farm would be a perfect example of a movie you bring on video on demand in a week or two, because what little interest it's going to have is right there, because people will go, oh, a brand new movie that just came out in theaters, and they'll click on it. That's kind of where they're getting the video on demand plug. It's almost like a little IV injection they're getting, but they're just ignoring all the other injections they could be getting from other places just for that quick fix. I feel like it's happening.
It'd be funny to have a story of a movie producer who has managed to keep a movie in some theater somewhere for 30 years so he can hit $1,000
just to hit a threshold so he gets a payout. Yeah,
no, something the $1,000 threshold payout.
There's those movies that they make deals with the theater chains personally.
Yeah, for sure.
And they have to put down money, but their cut is insane. It's like 70-80% they get back.
That's the only thing I could see with something like that there's a deal with either one of the individuals who was a producer or a actor or something or other within the studio, where it was a deal that
well, it's not even it's not like they're out of the studio. So what it is, Tom, is you mean
it's an indie film?
What I'm saying is that maybe not this example, but
this one isn't, because this is Universal. Yeah,
is that they will hook up with a local agent who represents 300-400 screens in a region. Midwest, Northwest, whatever it is, and they'll have that movie in there for weeks. Those guys do exist. I'm actually talking to a couple, and it's fascinating. The theater screens that they handle.
Well, you know what I'm looking at here, and it's very, and I love what I see here. It's not so much that because Michael's there or anything like that. Don't get me that.
Mm-hmm.
It's that we have a diverse group of films here, and there's really only one of them, or two of them that are sequels.
Mm-hmm.
And that's reassuring to me, because most of the rest of them are either original properties or something like Michael, where it's an IP, but it's not a sequel to something necessarily. It's a biopic.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But look at this. You got a great, and the box office is there. People are coming back. This is what we've been talking about for years. This is what they got to do. Make diverse films, not make movies for diverse people. Right.
That's what you want.
And this is where Paul's always saying, you make a diversity of films. And then when you get a movie like The Drama that hits, that surely it didn't cost too much to make.
What
right?
was the Anthony Mackie movie?
Oh, that's one that Andre's working on a video about right now. I think that fell off this thing altogether.
Yeah.
It's out of theaters.
Well,
Yeah, completely.
Is
it was such a limited release, and it earned so little that it's unlikely to even be here.
It probably had a week engagement. 1 week engagement. Probably.
But yeah, no, I'm working on that movie, and that Anthony Mackie is in it is the least interesting part of that Saudi movie. Part of Project 2030.
That's right. It was done in a desert somewhere.
Yes, indeed.
Finished.
Right next to the line. The real life Megacity 1 and Dystopia from Blade Runner and Fifth Element, because the Saudis are trying their very best to build an urban hell on earth, and this was filmed just outside of that.
Desert Warrior, it's called.
Yes. It certainly was not a warrior at the box office.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and I hope a lot of this, getting a lot of this Saudi money coming in is going to be the same problem we had with like China money. I can see it already. Hopefully this gets nipped real quick.
Well, so far the Saudis haven't been all that good at investing, and this is one of their investments.
And every producer in Hollywood hopes they continue to be bad.
Well, yeah, this will last for however long that their bank accounts are.
Yeah, they're like, let's just rob them of all their money right now until they realize what's going on.
You guys want to know where they get the money to make movies and how they can keep going and they're not actually losing any money? Here's how. They go to Saudi Arabia. They say, you want to make a bunch of money making a movie? Sure. They give them a shit ton of money to make a movie that don't make nothing. That's where the producers come in.
That's right.
Yeah. And also,
or they sell it like, you need a tax shelter? You see this script right here? I think it'd be the perfect tax shelter for you.
Canada
also sell it as, we're going to film it in Saudi Arabia.
Yep.
We're going to use local talent. And now afterwards, how to make movies too. North Korea did this back in the 80s. That's a teaser for the video I'm making. That's a really cool
Italian back in the 60s and stuff. Yeah. An
Italian that was making European schlock ever since the 60s and 50s.
That's what I meant, 50s and 60s.
Teach the North Koreans how to make big blockbuster American cinema.
Well,
let's just say that.
It's kind of like when Francis Ford Coppola made Apocalypse Now. Part of the payoff was to teach the locals how to make films. Seriously, it was. So, because they didn't have any film department whatsoever there. But anyway, yeah. So I can see that being this is going to be the next China's, the Saudi money coming in, and this is what scares me about Paramount, because what is it, like 49% of the money for the whole Warner Paramount deal is Saudi money?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
So we'll see how
I think that the studios just have to treat each movie as its own little business case, right?
They already do,
look
technically.
at these numbers, and if it makes more sense, because rather than split the box office 50-50 with the theaters, you get 80% or more on VOD. So they start looking at the trajectory and they go, you know what, let's get this thing on VOD real quick so we can maximize our profits rather than leaving it in theaters. But you're right. If it's a dud, let's get it on there much quicker. Much quicker. But, you know, I just don't think there's a perfect formula for every movie, right? So I think too, we didn't mention it, but that time I got reincarnated as a slime, the movie, that is a franchise. It's an anime.
Oh,
You know, these things come out, these animes just show up. It's just not in my ecosystem or in my orbit. It's just not on my radar when they show up, but they'll show up out of nowhere and they land in the top 10. And it did respectable for 837 theaters. Did almost $1,200 per theater. Not terrible. At least as good as Animal Farm or better than The Mummy. About as good as Deepwater. Not terrible. But these, but it's a franchise, if you will. I don't know if it really qualifies as a sequel. That movie, The Mummy, though, I'm actually surprised it's staying in the top 10. It just shows you that you can make a certain amount of movie off just about any horror movie.
Honestly, that thing, I wonder if people are just going to see it out of pure
curiosity.
Curiosity. I mean, Andre is one of the only people on the earth that I know who'd want to see it just because he genuinely wants to see something that fucked up.
Yes, this is true. I was looking, when is this thing coming to Norway? When can I see this?
I remember him talking about it and asking about it because I brought it up because for those who don't know, there's this internet conspiracy going around, not just probably on the internet. I think it's also going around inside Hollywood. That for those who don't remember, the short version of this, Blumhouse and Universal paid $400 million for the rights to The Exorcist. And then they made that Exorcist Believer movie, and it was supposed to be the beginning of either a 2-part film or a 3-part film. And then that, of course, went to shit after that movie didn't do so well. And people are speculating that this script is actually the unused Exorcist 2 script.
Oh, no.
And there's reasons why people... And that's what everybody wants. Once you say that to people, they're like, that makes a lot of fucking sense, because everybody's like, this is not a mummy movie so much as it is it's like a possession exorcist type movie.
That's exactly what it looks like. A little girl gets demon possessed again.
Yes, exactly.
Formula. Yeah.
And
I could see the original. I was gonna say I could see the original script playing off of, because spoilers for those who haven't seen a 3-year-old movie now, one of the girls dies at the end. I could see it as they bury the girl, but they find out she's not actually dead, but she's actually just possessed still, is what it is. That's what I would imagine.
I agree completely, because the only thing that this has to do with the mummy is that the little girl goes missing. They find her mummified in the tomb. Now that does sound quite eerily like the starting point of that movie. So I tend to agree with this assessment that this probably is part 2 of The Exorcist that we never got.
And they're just hoping they make their money back on the script.
And it's weird that it's hanging in there, but there's just something about that. I think people are curious about it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're right. And I think, again, you know, if enough money gets dumped on a horror movie, it has 3 or 4 weeks worth of legs usually. Remember that, was it Primate, about the murderous monkey?
Yes.
Yeah. Same thing to me.
Well, and that's where you never count a horror film out, even if it's bad, right? It's kind of like we were talking about earlier with, like, you know, women-driven films, right?
Oh, like, sure. Okay. Yeah.
It's the same kind of thing. You make them, the audience will show up. Sometimes they don't show up right away, but eventually they will, and or come back around to it. Prada is going to be an interesting one to see this weekend, how it plays out. The difference is the horror audience will grow, right? Like Scream was one of those rare examples I remember, and I know Andre hates the movie, but they thought that movie was a flop. Mm-hmm. It did flop its opening weekend. It got killed by Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, you're talking about
the original Scream, the original 1996 Scream. And they were going to pull it, but I can't remember who begged, if it was either Wes Craven or Kevin Williamson begged the Weinsteins, just keep it in for a couple more weeks. Trust me, horror generally starts to pick up after the holidays. And they got lucky that in January, it became the #1 film throughout the month. And it just kept making more money and more money and more money. And you don't see that very often, where a movie would just keep going up and up and up every weekend. But word of mouth kept going around, and it started with just the horror fans, but then the general audience started getting into it too. So like you'll have that sometimes. And I'm not saying that this is the same level by far, but any horror movie right now, unless it's something that's complete trash and nobody's going to give it any time of day, something like this, the horror audience will give a chance to. So,
yeah,
you know, and I think Deep Water is another film that might have a chance too yet.
Yeah.
Are there any horror films, new ones coming out next couple weeks?
I don't know if we got much coming out for a little bit yet.
Good question.
I'm sure they've got something lined up in the pipeline. Blumhouse probably has 3 movies that we've never heard of that are going to drop between now and summer.
I think you got.
There's always horror or something.
Billie Eilish, does that count?
It is in 3D.
Don't sleep on that, man.
James Cameron 3D. Yeah, I know, right? We laugh at that, but that might turn around and be the #1 movie next week.
Yeah, we got Mortal Kombat, Sheep Detectives, and Billie Eilish coming out.
I'm kind of worried about Mortal Kombat though.
Yeah,
because I went to get my tickets and it's not very full.
Wide release. Sheep Detectives.
Sheep Detectives. Boy, that really looks like a dud. I'm not.
That could be go both ways though.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Because I've heard some people talk about it, and then it's coming out this Mother's Day weekend. It's coming out this week.
Yeah.
And it's the movie that they're getting down here at my Podunk Theater because I asked. And that tells me that
Podunk.
They feel like that's gonna get in the little old ladies during the week to see it, probably, I think, in Mother's Day.
Hugh Jackman and it's
Yep.
You know, yeah.
Yep. And that's the type of movie my mother would want to see.
Well, they kill him off early.
You watch that movie might end up being #1 this next week. We're making fun of that too. I said that last night to Pro. I'm like, you scoff at that movie, but I guess if that movie actually does better than he thinks, I'm going to get a free pizza out of the deal. So,
and our main our editor of our website, Sins Corner, saw it. Said it was great. She saw it yesterday. Okay, she's pretty tough to say that. For her to say that,
you're talking about the Sheep movie.
The trailer usually gets reactions whenever because every movie I've seen lately has that trailer attached to it, and it gets reactions. Yeah. So
I saw it. I wasn't impressed. I mean, I saw the trailer. I don't know anything.
I mean, again, it's not. Yeah, it doesn't look like something I'd really be that into, Chris. But like I said, my mom would eat that up.
Well, it might be going for that for the family market. The Super Mario, the Hoppers. Hoppers is gone after this week.
Well, that Mother's Day is this weekend. Yeah.
Well, they've got that fried green tomato re-release or something coming.
Oh my God, they're trying that.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, I think this is healthy for the box office and cinema in general. All these different types of big releases coming out. That's gonna, I think I'm very curious because we were talking about this weekend how well Mando's gonna do, and if Mando could beat Michael's numbers globally.
I don't think there's a chance in hell.
There's really, there's nothing in its way, for the record. There's nothing coming out that weekend that will compete against it.
No, but I think internationally, I think Michael's going to eat its lunch. And as pointed out in the chat, I think it's Korea and Japan. I think that Michael opens up this weekend. Is that what I saw?
No, they're not open yet, but one opens up soon. The other one opens up
once it opens up in Korea and Japan, it's all Michael's going to make bank there.
Yeah, but it's not until June in Japan, I believe.
Yeah, but like BTS and shit like that, all that Korean pop shit, that's all Michael Jackson, man. They love him down there.
Yeah.
I just think it's a very healthy, and like Chris said, because it's such a healthy time at the box office, Mando's got a pocket.
It does.
So that, and it's got to be good. Then if it's good, you get good word of mouth, then it's going to do well.
We're literally like 3 weeks away from it.
Yeah,
but wait, Andre, did you see Mortal Kombat?
I did, yes.
You can give us a reaction, please.
I haven't seen your video yet.
Yeah, I loved it.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I hope it does. I hope it does well, and that we get the sequel that is promised by or teased at the end of it. Because 5 years since the first movie, I seriously hope it's not going to be 5 more until the next one.
Well, this is interesting, Andre. We got the press screening we're going to tomorrow night, and we'll be dropping our reaction tomorrow later.
Because the embargo lifts on Wednesday,
the day before I see it.
But
Yeah.
you saw it like in the because it's publicly released in Norway, right?
No. This was an advanced screening in Norway.
Ooh.
Everyone had to sign an NDA before
Ooh.
being allowed in.
Look at you!
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, no, I saw it. It's cool. It's very, very cool. Yeah, so I can't give like any obvious spoilers or anything like that, but but I tremendously enjoy it. And I felt that the issues I had with the first movie, they were addressed and they were fixed. They absolutely crushed it. So yeah. And there's going to be some complaints, but I don't think that there's anything there. I mean, there's some people who's going to complain about like wokeness and stuff and girl bosses, to which I would say, have you played the games? Because there's nothing in the movies that is not consistent with the games, let's say.
Yeah, and you can't really get into specifics, but you had kind of hinted that if anybody who had problems with Cole for the first film, it seems like they take care of that
was one of
business.
those. I was one of those that had a problem with Cole.
I think most people did.
I was very happy with how they handled it.
Yeah, I mean, at first I didn't mind his character because his character's fine as kind of like the audience is into this world, but the end was all effed up. And yeah, we kind of have some insight into the original script from Script Doctor and stuff like that. And yeah, I can understand where some people were like, whatever with the first film, but I thought it was fun and I'm looking forward to the second one. And if it hits the ground running and just keeps, whatever they worked for the first film and fixes other things, like you said, then I think most fans will be happy with it.
I think that Johnny Cage is a far, far better point of view character for the audience.
Well, how do you think it's going to do this weekend with...
I couldn't tell you. I hope it's going to do very well. I know that Warner, they believe in it. And I think they have a really strong movie on their hands. This is a really fun movie. And I hope it's going to get tremendous word of mouth and that it's going to do the business needed to get the franchise going for real. Because after a somewhat mixed start, this was the course correction needed.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. So, looking forward to Mortal Kombat 2 this week. Let's see what you guys are talking about out there in the chat. We got Markson117B sends in $1.99 to say Angel called their guild pigs with their video. Did they really?
Yeah, that really is going to win people over to their side.
I hope you're joking with that. Pilgrim Media says the woke activists sneak in affect the culture.
Well, they didn't have to sneak in. Like, they've been pretty open about it now, haven't they?
Yeah,
they haven't been so much been sneaked in as they have been like DEI positioned in.
but not so secret agendas.
Indeed.
Yeah. And then we've got Shadow Dancer the Red Mage who says Prada say great film movie watch you. I think you're supposed to do that in Russian. Patrick Robinson says, so I watched the new Resident Evil trailer and I had to ask, is Resident Evil in the room with us right now? It looks interesting, but not Resident Evil.
I have to be honest and say that I think that Resident Evil already has been done tremendously well in the Milla Jovovich movies, unless they're going to do something completely different. They're going to do like that 14th century giant hot Romanian woman or something. And like, why retread the story that we've already gone through for how many movies now? 6, 7, 8?
Yep, most of them shot in Toronto.
Yeah, indeed. There you go. I mean, I'm sure that the company behind it, even if it's the same company, they must surely have some other rights that they can exploit other than just Resident Evil. Because we see, like right now on this box office, there is points for originality. I don't know how much originality you can get out of Resident Evil at this point. I mean, in the video game sphere, we now have Mortal Kombat, which is the sequel to a reboot. And later this year, we get Street Fighter, which is also a reboot of a movie that was already rebooted once.
Of a game, another game.
Correct. And it's the second reboot, because remember, there was also Street Fighter, The Legend of Chun-Li, that came out in 2009. One of the worst movies ever made. But it's really fun for a drinking game. I recommend it for that. Yeah, I mean, video games really have the potential to be the next new thing. But I don't think you can really milk Resident Evil much more. I mean, just look at Silent Hill. That certainly didn't work out. I mean, it's all in the execution, but...
I was going to say, I don't even know if it's the... I mean, yes, execution matters, but I don't think video games are going to catch on, because they've tried it already. Yes, some will lend themselves to movies better than others, but I just don't think it's going to be like the comic book craze where you can just take any video game and make it a movie and it's going to work.
No, that's exactly. You have to be selective. And doing another Resident Evil is not being selective, because we even had a big screen reboot of Resident Evil already, didn't we? Live action one.
I think they've had like a bunch of them. Yeah. Wasn't it like 2-3 years ago?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was big screen. I think it was a streaming thing, wasn't it?
Maybe it was.
It might have been out in theaters, but it went pretty quickly to streaming. But I can't remember. Yeah, but I think that was a pretty low budget kind of thing. I don't know how big budget it was, but yeah. But yeah, no, we'll see how this new Resident Evil does. But I see what you're saying. It doesn't really resemble Resident Evil all that much. Pack and Proton says new TMNT channel on Roku only. All original series in order all the time. Cool. I already had that on my Paramount Plus app, but yeah, or Amazon Paramount Plus, but yeah. So, okay, so here's the response video, huh? Okay, so let's see here. And this is legit. It's not AI and all that business.
No.
Okay, so let's bring this up here. Let's see. Paul?
Yes.
I think we could probably be better at Angel Studios marketing than them.
Oh, Animal Farm. No one wants us to be together.
They haven't even seen me. They're judging a movie by its trailer, which is what trailers are for. But still.
At Chloe Rice 8272 said, Seth Rogen is probably the last person to come to mind to voice a character who's literally meant to resemble Stalin.
Resemble Stalin as a pig?
Seth Rogen is a perfect pig, Stalin.
People are saying I should have been rated R, full of blood, darkness, and despair. At Huff UITV said, making Animal Farm kid-friendly is dystopian.
They totally missed the mark with this.
It's read by kids in middle school.
George...
What's the point of a meta ad for this? And also, Angel Studios does not have a meta reputation. This is so weird.
Yeah, but I will give them points for trying. Points for trying. Because you know what they're doing here? They're taking a big swing. And it's either going to hit or it's going to miss.
Oh, they're swinging back.
It's a big fucking miss.
But they're taking a swing. And it's always a crapshoot. And after the fact, it's very easy to play 2020 hindsight. But this is the kind of thing that could go either way, certainly in the meeting room. So, yeah, this is probably not going to work out. But, hey, kudos for trying. I mean, there's some trying that I will not even give kudos for. Like, for instance, Jaguar trying to rebrand themselves before releasing the Clearmobiles. No kudos for taking a big swing there, even if they miss. But here, I'm going to give them a kudos for trying.
I'll tip my hat, but I'm still laughing at him. Like, boy, guys.
I don't know. I don't know of anyone who could watch this and think that this works.
Yeah, let's keep going. There's 2 more minutes of this shit.
Yeah, please. Go on.
Made it that way. It's not like we're doing Schindler's List with farm animals. It's Animal Farm.
And then at Dustin Maddox 9445 said, it is wild that Angel Studios would put out a pro-communism movie that was adapted from an anti-communism book.
Well,
but I hate communism.
Me too. And at Generically Entertaining said, you don't even need that windmill anymore. Just hook up a generator to George Orwell's grave and he'd power the whole farm.
That's a nice comment.
Yeah, that's the sad part. The comments are better than their shit.
It's really funny.
It's not true.
They're doing a really good job.
Really funny.
This is what I'm saying. Like,
no, most don't. You passed the guild. It's a loud minority trying to silence us.
Oh, please do not give us that bullshit.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, this is not rolling the way I think they're expecting it
So
to.
the guild, the Angel Studios Guild are the pigs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
you should
let's
back up.
replay that. Yeah, let's replay that again.
I know this is so weird.
So
Let me turn this
Angel
up.
fans hate me?
No, most don't. You passed the guild. It's a loud minority trying to silence us.
Like the pigs. I just wanted families, including kids, to understand why communism is bad. Is that so wrong?
They'll never let us be together
Because of Seth Rogen.
because of Seth Rogen.
So I guess we just won't
release you to the.
I'm curious. Like, when I'm looking at this, I have a question because I've only been following this from the sidelines. I haven't really looked into the backlash against Animal Farm here. But what I'm getting from this is that the movie actually is anti-communist, just like the book is. And then I get the impression that some people are of the opinion that the movie is pro-communist. Is that about right?
That seems to be the size of it.
Because
But I don't know if the movie really isn't. That's the point.
What's the actual controversy here? Because because we've already seen now that there is this shadowy PR. This is just me speculating, but we know that there's a shadowy PR industry in Hollywood which is aimed at taking things down. Could it be, again speculating, because I haven't really looked into this, maybe the Angel just really mucked up? Could be. But is it possible, based on what they're saying right here, that this movie and Angel Studios have now gotten so powerful and swung so and starting to annoy so many people in the establishment that what we're seeing right here is them being the target of one of these black PR campaigns, similar to what Rebel Wilson was trying to organize and Justin Baldoni before that.
If this was Sound of Freedom, I'd believe you.
I'm not saying it. I'm just like asking the question.
Okay, well, here's what we're going to do, Andre, is
how organic is the backlash against this thing?
I'll try to get us a screener of this bastard. Then I'll try and see if I can get us a screener, and then you should be able to determine whether or not you think this thing is anti-communist or not.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to see this
because he's right. We shouldn't be speaking on the film without seeing it.
I'm just looking at the responses right here. And what I see from this response is that they have been subject of some kind of black PR campaign, most probably. It's just my speculation.
Well,
just looking at what they're saying here.
Okay. Just to be clear, though, it's directed by Andy Serkis, right?
Yes.
And he has publicly said it was updated to critique modern capitalism, wealth, and overconsumption.
See, yeah. So, like, it wasn't like this was just
That's
put out
a really, really stupid thing to say. But then it's a matter of what's the context in which that was said? And is that really reflective of the movie? Is the movie going, like, for instance, are those comments the root of the movie suddenly being pro-communism? The people who are saying that, did they see the movie? Or did they take what Andy Serkis said, and who knows who he said that to, and run with that and form an opinion based on that comment?
Well, I'm
or
sure
is
it's the latter.
Something that's in the movie?
Because I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of folks that would go to see Angel Studios type movies, they're going to decide right off the bat whether or not they're going to see something or not. And that's the thing. If you go to their Angel Studios Facebook group, where I pulled the original comment from that I talked about last night, where a guild member was like, and even the individual themselves was like, I don't have a problem with Seth Rogen. And this is what they were commenting on. This now it makes more sense to me. They're like, I don't have a problem with Seth Rogen. What I have a problem with is Angel Studios claiming this movie got through the guild when I don't even remember it being presented to the guild, basically, in so many words. And that was kind of what I was getting at earlier. I'm like, was it really presented to the guild? Did it really go through the guild? Did it really get voted on through the guild? Or was it just a select members of the guild? Because let's be real.
To that point, could Andy Serkis saying that be something that had to be said to get it through the guild so that they would approve without really watching it?
I don't know. See, because that's
Yeah.
where
If he were to come out and say, you know what, this movie right here, just like George Orwell, is completely against everything that you Hollywood types and you and the guild that need to approve this movie is against everything that you stand for and everything that you vote for.
Well, my
Again,
understanding.
I'm just being a devil's advocate. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Well,
so-
Andre, here's the thing: is my understanding is the guild is made up of people like us. It is literally just consumers and families and people that pay for the help Angel Studios bring these kind of movies to theaters, right? That's the whole point of this. Is that, and this to me seems like they're spitting in the face of the people that made them who they are, right? Look, regardless, okay, let's play devil's advocate for a second. Regardless of the fact of whether or not this movie is pro-communist or not, the fact that your guild members are acting this way and that the movie is performing this way should be a clear message that you fucked up. Doesn't matter if the movie is whatever it is now. Does not fucking matter. Like Paul and I were talking earlier. You have done fucked up. If I'm in Angel Studios this morning, I'm going, who the fucking publicity fucked this up and who do I need to fucking fire right now? Because this is the biggest snafu we've had forever.
Oh, I can see a bigger snafu right there. I saw something in the comments here, which is a much, much bigger snafu.
What's that?
I had to see if I here. Hyper Guyver, who's usually on top of these things, says Circus was a member of the Communist Party in New Zealand.
Oh,
Apparently that's a false.
Okay.
I
hope
looked
so.
it up.
God, I hope so.
That's one of those little things that,
because this is a marketing and branding disaster for Angel Studios, if you ask me. A lot of whatever goodwill they had from Sound of Music can be completely undone here, and they're leaning into it with this ad. This is bad for them, if you ask me.
Hills are alive with the sound of music.
So the guild is their
think
backers and not regular Hollywood folks.
That's what I was
Okay.
trying to say. Exactly. Yes.
The transgender voice actress came out and said something. I don't know exactly what that's about, but apparently the movie there's sort of a movement for animal equality in this.
Did I
okay?
say the wrong title again? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And so but it turns out that the pigs are corrupted by capitalism. So it's been tweaked for a modern audience. It's not a total inversion, but I think to Tom's point, Angel Studios is not handling the spin the way they should. And to Andre's point, I agree. You know, they've taken a swing here. I think it was Paul that said this guy's a Will Ferrell stand-in, looks like Will Ferrell's nephew or something. But it feels a little tone deaf, I'm afraid. So
Their answer to this should have been what Netflix's answer was to Dave Chappelle.
yeah.
When they were taken to task with that, they said that at Netflix, we don't just put anything out there that we think one audience will approve of. And that's obviously true when they put shit out like Cuties and they defend it as well.
Yeah.
So let's not say that they're all perfectly innocent in this matter. But I agree with the point when they said that on Netflix, we just put anything out there. It doesn't matter what point of view it has, right? It's for whatever audience wants to find it. And if Angel Studios has come out and said, look, we are going to be putting out more diverse films that aren't directly, specifically to this, type of family fare that we're normally used to be putting out. So expect this. But at that point, that's where Angel Studios should spin off into a new brand where you have something that's not specifically to where you know that this is not something that they would put under their normal banner of the religious type stuff. Because to me, that's the thing. All the people that are involved with this movie, doesn't matter if it is a pro or anti-communist film at the end of the day, the damage has already been done. The fact that they had to do this commercial is them admitting that they know they fucked up.
Yeah, and it's cheesy. I mean,
It is. Well, there's still almost a minute left of it if you want to finish it here.
I'll disappear.
Sure.
Like Boxer.
Let me back it up a second here just so we kind of know where we're at here.
We just won't release you to the world.
I'll disappear. Like Boxer.
I love you, Animal Farm.
I love you, Angel. Goodbye.
Animal Farm! I don't care what that Dustin Maddox 9445 says.
Me neither. We can't let the pigs win.
Never!
See, and here's where I see where Andre's coming from, where like they're referring to the pigs as quote unquote the dark media or whatever it is, that the same people who tried to take them down with Sound of Freedom. But the way this is presented, here's the problem: is the people that you're pointing at and bringing up in the comments are your guild members.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
Weird.
I see what they're trying to do, but I don't think that they thought that fully through. I think that there you had some level of groupthink where you have the people say, yeah, oh, this is brilliant, we're going to do this, high fives all around. And they forget how sensitive the audience is after having been browbeat and name-called and gaslit for a decade.
It's like they almost forgot why Angel Studios is what it is now.
Well, the funny thing is, in the end, they're doing this over a failed product. That's the irony. Why put all this effort into something that you know is not going to succeed? Let's say they had their version of Hail Mary. Something that looks like it is going to be successful. This is so confusing. Animal Story is very difficult to turn into a kids movie.
It was done before, but
it wasn't a
Animal
kids
Farm.
movie.
No, it was animated, but it wasn't necessarily a children's film. Yeah, Animal Farm. That was just because it was impossible.
And
honestly, if I want to see Animal Farm, I'd rather see like full on live action. Get Jim Henson's company in there to do this, to do the characters, but make it real. Make it like the book.
There's one on a real one on right now on YouTube. You can watch it now. It's very.
Is
good.
there?
Yeah, you can watch it.
Well,
Now.
and the ending is not really a happy children's story. I mean, just if you're familiar with the book,
No.
Despair. Yeah.
Well, I mean, their argument, and I'm only using their words, is that it's about corruption, and there can be capitalist corruption. I mean, that's actually one of the features of corruption, is its inability to govern itself, and which is why you have social capitalism. Although Chris, I'm sure, is dead set against any kind of brakes put on that, wonderful.
Let's be clear about one thing. I just want to add and support to what you are saying, Paul,
What?
because of all the commies, they're just the foot soldiers, but the people behind them, the people who are running their show, the people who are profiting, for instance, from windmills and this green energy
That's
scam,
all corruption.
they are the biggest freaking capitalists you can imagine.
Yes.
And they're not capitalists in the traditional sense. They're pure kleptomaniacs because they want to steal what you'd have from any means possible.
And that's
how they are the perversion of capitalism, and they use communism as a tool to enrich themselves.
Yeah, so
and
capitalism can go out of control. You can have a company that listen, I've worked for companies that went bad purely because their finances went bad. They went south, and suddenly their profits were gone, and now they were holding on to dear life to just maintain their existence as a company, and they turned into evil bastards. They stopped paying payroll tax. You can tell when a company is going to go under when you go into their lobby and their water coolers are gone, because they've all been repossessed, right? That's the first sign of a company going under. Is the water coolers are gone, and then they stop paying payroll tax. And I've gone through this. There's an evil everywhere, and the idea that perhaps this movie is about corruption, that can happen on both sides, because communism is inherently corrupt right from the get-go, and a well-meaning capitalist company can become corrupt too. I mean, so there is something to be said for that. Now, whether the movie accomplished that goal, that I don't know. I'd have to see it.
Look, I can see the sad part about this is if the movie is in a roundabout way, like they've twisted it to where, and I'm just speculating because I haven't seen it yet, but let's just say for the sake of argument, that the movie is somehow that the pigs are trying to force a communist society on the rest of the animals, but on the inside, they're the ones who are actually, like you said, Andre, stealing everything from everybody and literally being pigs, right? and keeping it all for themselves while everybody else suffers in communism. And that's the type of capitalist story they're trying to tell. That's one thing. But at the end of the day, I can see where Angel Studios looked at this and they're like, oh, this is going to be the type of movie that's going to put us on the map, like Universal and Warner Brothers. So they basically became the pigs in the movie, if that's the truth. That's the irony of it, if that is the film. Did you get my point with this? Yeah. Like, it's like, do you not see what you've done to yourself? Like, Paul's right. This was a failure. You could have just like pretended, oops, we fucked up, moved on, don't bring it up again.
That's correct. Why promote this?
Or even mention it. Just don't react and move on.
That's my point.
I get why you did it. It had Seth Rogen and
exactly.
Andy Serkis. We got it. Okay. That's it.
It's kind of like, the deal with Joker 2. I've brought it up many, many times. A lot of people tried to hold Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi to task for that. It's like, no. Any producer worth their salt in Hollywood would have made the same fucking deal. In fact, they probably would have made a worse deal. But at the end of the day, that deal was going to happen because they were going to get a Joker 2 regardless. And it was because their mission was make it happen one way or the other, no matter what it takes, no matter how many truckloads of money. Right. So that's the same kind of case here.
And Todd had him over a barrel. I mean, of course. Yeah. He gets to make his own movie. Okay. Do it. Sign up.
You see it and you're like, oh God, that's a sure. You could say no and you could pass up a possible fortune, but that's the thing. It's too easy it's too hard not to say no. I mean, is what I'm trying to say. Anything more to say?
Well, I was just it reminds me of that TV show. Speaking of Seth Rogen, The Studio. I don't know if any of you guys have watched it. I know.
Yeah.
Paul watched it.
Okay, Paul, and I know you have an aversion to that subject matter being told in sitcom or drama or anything like that. What did you think? Did you not have was it not some cringy, funny moments in that series for you?
Yes.
Okay.
There were cringy moments, but it's a juxtaposition show. That's where most of the humor comes from. Right. Juxtaposing important Hollywood people doing stupid things and dropping confetti.
This sort of reminds me of that same situation, though. I mean, it's like they had to, on paper, this looked too good. It's Orwell. It's animated. The animation looks great. It's Andy Serkis. It stars Seth Rogen. What's not to like?
You're right. This would have been a perfect episode in the studio. Okay. Exactly. Okay. We've got this problematic movie. We've bought it. I don't know. Okay. We got to promote it somehow. Sort of like I don't know if you saw the Duddy Kravitz movie, where the bar mitzvah I can't remember what it was. The bar mitzvah film had Nazis in it, and it was the most tasteless movie that you could ever play at a bar mitzvah. But the father was just thrilled because he interpreted it as reminding all the Jews in the room of
it was for their own good. Yes.
Yeah. But watching that movie in the theater, I'm going, it was like springtime for Hitler. I'm going, oh my God, why would Duddy Kravitz actually think that this movie would be good for a bar mitzvah? Like, seriously. But then it all turned out for the best. It was quite funny. And in this particular case, you're right. This comes out like an episode in the studio.
Yeah. It's kind of sad. Yeah.
I hope it works out for them in the end. I mean, I hope they recover and get back to sort of what has been their brand a little more.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how
we saw that King of Kings animated piece of Charles Dickens. I thought it was pleasant. It was very good.
That's what I mean. That feels more like their brand, right? Like, even if they don't make this stuff before this, whoever it was that was curating the stuff for them to release was all on brand.
Agreed. Even that movie had great voice. I mean, Ralph Fiennes, I think, was in that, and Forrest Whitaker.
And then we watched that. We got a screener for that Push movie a couple of years back too. Great film.
Yeah.
Right on brand for them. Like this. That's what we told them then. This is the kind of stuff. Sound of Freedom. That movie you just mentioned, the animated one. Those are the kind of movies that Angel should be seeking out and nurturing and getting out there into the market, because nobody else is going to. Yeah. Animal Farm was a movie nobody else was going to get behind because it's a piece of shit.
Well, that's
Angel. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
it's almost like what was Disney's serious brand, Touchstone or something? I think it's
Yeah, the
almost
couple,
like,
Touchstone in
Hollywood,
Hollywood.
and
Yep.
Hollywood.
yeah, this they should have stuck with the Buena Vista branding, or that thematic, and stayed in their lane, I guess, which is a phrase I hate to use
Sure.
because I never.
Yeah, or
No, but your
start
brand
a
is your
new-
brand.
Start
Yeah.
a new studio called Antichrist.
There you go.
And you can revamp your brand, you can expand your brand, you can build upon your brand, but you don't want to turn around and completely, turn away your old customers because of it. Like I've said it a million times. It'd be like if tomorrow Burger King decided, you know what, we're going to quit serving burgers and we're only going to serve fish and chicken from now on.
I'm not entirely certain they really understood the reaction to this film.
I don't think so either. I think that video we just showed, Paul, clearly shows the cognitive dissonance that is here. And Andre could be right.
Yeah.
That there is an element of this, because, like with Michael Jackson, the media has always been against Angel because they're not Hollywood.
Right.
And they were the ones to take chances on movies like Sound of Freedom. Right. They'll
Well,
sit there
Sound
and
of Freedom is your Epstein pedo island. I mean, come
exactly.
on. No wonder they hate him. And it's Mammon Films. That's their side. Mammon Films. Paul.
First, they tried to pretend that shit didn't exist, but then if you don't believe Michael Jackson touched a kid, well, oh my God. They'll write up 10 articles to prove you right or prove you wrong. But like, all you got to do is search up and see that, it didn't take much to disprove your shit.
That is a much better title, Chris. I agree.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyway, Packet Proton sends in $5. Says, tagged you in a Japanese kaiju movie trailer mentioned on VR last night. Might get a laugh out of it. Let me see here. Oh boy, I get tagged in a lot of stuff here, but let me see if I can find it. Gotta scroll a bit. Okay.
Meanwhile, while you're scrolling, Mr. Chato unfortunately has to be leaving.
He might like this.
Right.
But if he probably would like this, I was also thinking that.
Okay. What you
Yeah,
got something to
stop
show?
motion stuff going on.
Oh my.
Oh, this is cool.
Good grief.
This is awesome. What the hell is this?
In with that bug spray.
Yeah, right.
What is
Wow, that's cool.
Wow.
It is.
So they had a stop motion start, and then they had a close up of an actual
It's called
person's head.
Haruku the Gublin, Gublin.
Ah, do you use Raid or Roach Killer?
That's very
Raid.
I want to see Tony Stella's movie poster painting for that. That looks great. That's good.
That looks neat. Whatever. Wow. I might have to check that one out. And then we got Packet Proton says Angel or Bucky Cat. Sorry, not Packet Protons. Sorry about that, Bucky Cat. Angel was posting that theaters were sold out. Pure gaslighting.
I saw that one thing.
The math doesn't add up there.
No, it was they posted that theater was sold out. So that's
one theater.
One theater was sold out. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's more
Still
like
sus.
But
still sus, right?
Not really impressive.
Still very sus. Willie the Monkey King says, I got to go. Please make a clip of Animal Farm. Oh, there you go. So Andre should clip that out.
I mean, we got a clip.
That was a good discussion. So yeah.
Pack and Proton says Mark Hamill reappears with Obama in front of the Imperial Re-Education Center and Library.
Of course. It looks like an Imperial building, doesn't it?
Ugliest building.
Pilgrim Media asks, did you guys like Monarch Legacy of Monsters on Apple? I haven't seen the second season yet, but I did enjoy the first season for the most part. There was some... Yeah. Anybody else?
Cut out all the drama and human parts, and it was great. I mean, just give me the highlights reel of all the kaiju, because it looks great. And I like Kurt Russell. Who doesn't like Kurt Russell?
Yes, I do like Kurt Russell.
I can't say I've seen it, so
yeah, there was only really one
finale
episode.
is quite spectacular. If you haven't seen that, it's worth it.
There was only one episode in that first season that I didn't really care for. So
okay,
honestly, 6. I just haven't got around to it yet. I just haven't.
Shocking.
Yeah. But with that, we are caught up with the super chats. Let me double check the Rumble side of things.
There should be more likes on this video. Stop what you're doing now and like the video.
Indeed, smash that like. Help us out, because
Help us out.
Lord knows
Help
this
us out.
platform is not doing that.
And Paul, since you want to run, go ahead and plug your wares.
Okay, what? Call me Chato. I'm going to be publishing a video that all you fellow YouTube creators are going to hate me for.
Oh, that should be interesting.
Is it going to be you naked again?
No, it's subtitled "Get a Job."
Yeah,
I already know I got to get a job. Thanks a lot.
expecting something like that. So yeah,
It's dovetailing with the AI apocalypse of recent channels. I just mused, I've mused about it before. I feel badly for everybody who has decided to make this, their living. It's a tough living.
indeed.
Must be nice to pontificate from your perch.
Yeah,
on working.
I'm doing it as an arrogant bastard.
Yeah, it must be really nice, Jada.
Yeah, but I can do it. So fuck you.
What did I say? What did I tell Tom? I wish I can't wait till I get that old where I can say fuck you to everybody.
Yeah, so
I'm getting there.
Well, that's more a matter of having money more so than being old.
And
It's more like having fuck you money.
Yeah, and I do want to add to Chato that listen, that's why I have 2 other real jobs.
I think
I can be here.
I think people, I say it out of love and caring for everybody who's worked very hard on this stupid thing that YouTube just keeps cutting out from under us, and it doesn't explain, and why one year you're making pretty good money and then the next year you're not, and you don't know why, and no one can explain it, and it's a harsh mattress. YouTube.
No, 2 things. The Mexican Iron Man, the first thing he'll tell you is like, go get a real fucking job, get off YouTube. And I'm actually scared that the Slant made some good money this month. I'm like, okay, it's gonna make shit next month.
Well, I always hope the best for everybody. Anyways, so that's it. Well, I look forward to your commentary. Ow, my ear.
Thank you, Paul, for being
Bye,
here.
everyone.
Garvin Ambrose sending $5 on the Rumble side to say hi. Is this too late? DDR Max, the movie. No, it's not too late. We saw you. We see you. You are seen. So Chris, what you got going on?
Well, I was gonna say something to Paul before he dipped out, but oh well.
He does that.
I know he's such a jerk. Those Canadians. I think he's right though. We have to diversify, right? Particularly in this field, you never know what's going to. It's like being a miner, right? It's like being out there mining gold. You never know if the areas you're making certain investments in are going to do well. I've got stuff in the stock market. I've got 3 businesses that I run. I've got a bunch of irons in the fire.
Well, I'll never forgive the government over COVID. That killed me. I have not been able to recover since.
Well, and I was one of those rebels that just said, hey, we're going to stay in business as long as we can. But the problem was that everyone got scared. So many people were scared. You've got people that still won't go to theaters because of it. And look, it's the same as the movie business, right? They don't know if a movie's going to be a hit. They wouldn't release it. Well, I mean, obviously there's certain circumstances where they will release something they know full well as a dud. But, you never know. So I think you got to put your all into it. Do everything like you're doing it for the creator above, and do everything with joy and put your passion into it, and just try to be diligent about it and do it with integrity. I mean, there's not much else you can say about it. It's a tough, everything's a tough business. Capitalism. I do embrace capitalism. Obviously, I don't want us all to start getting UBI payments and just sitting around making purchases and watching AI slop that we can imagine. But I think there's a certain segment of the global population that wants that to be our future, and I hope that's not it. Sorry to be Debbie Downer.
Yeah, no, it is what it is, man. And
in the meantime, if you want to laugh at some stuff, we've got a story about a man who was arrested inside a Best Buy. He had hidden out overnight so he could get some new Pokemon releases. So that's at the top of Bleeding Full right now. I got arrested for
Best Buy is still a thing.
it. Is, yes. Listen, I like Best Buy. I like the Geek Squad.
I don't.
Oh, sorry.
They pissed me off because they quit carrying physical media. The jerks. You can sell TVs and Blu-ray players, but you don't sell nothing that plays them or that you can play on them. I mean,
on the comic book area of the geek media, I will say I went out for free comic book day on Saturday to my local store. Infinity Flux is their names, and it was a very healthy turnout. I was shocked. I got there about 45 minutes after they opened, and there were already 160 people who had come in before me. The reason I know that is if you wanted to get the Conan free comic, you got an app and it would show you how many people were ahead of you. They were trying to make sure that this area of the it's like 4 retail stores in a strip all together, and they had all the free comics down on the other end. And so I was like number 162, but I bought some great art books and filled in a couple of holes in my long boxes. And there were at least 50, 60, 75 people in this shop for free comic book day. So I don't know. Maybe the comic industry is not quite dead. We'll see.
there you go.
It varies, but yeah. Well, did
Paulie,
you get
what
the
you got?
copy of the Tyrant King?
Yeah, I did. I was hoping to
Yeah.
get the copy of the Sumerian from Ablaze. They had a free issue, but they were a different distributor, and it wasn't really free comic book day. It was something weird, and they didn't have any
Yeah.
copies of that, unfortunately.
Anyway, Paulie.
Oh, what up?
Yeah,
What you got going on?
good up indeed. What you?
Okay. I'm gonna be live Wednesday, Post Edge with Chris.
I'm there. Yes, sir.
We will not be covering Michael.
Okay, that's fair. I haven't seen it yet, so that's
But
good.
that being said, if you want to see anything new right now, we this past weekend did a great panel discussion on Michael, Dante, and Tom. That was awesome. It's doing really well. It's on the main page of the Slant, and make sure you are subscribed to all of us. But yeah, I can't believe you went and saw it for a 6th time, Tom. You are deranged.
It's cheap.
6 times.
Are you one of those subscribers, Tom, where you get to go see movie? No, you don't do that. Okay.
No, it's a local theater. It's locally owned. In fact, I think part of the reason it's cheap is it was technically subsidized. I did some research. It technically was subsidized years ago by the city because they were going to close it down. But I guess the city helped them get money to upgrade to the digital projectors and stuff. So I think that's why they still only charge $5, and their popcorn and soda's cheap too. And all
The
that.
movie Michael
Yeah.
was subsidized?
Wow.
No, the whole theater,
Theater.
like itself. So any
Cinema.
movie, anytime is $5. That's it. And it would be great if they would actually get movies in that I see more often for work, right? Like, but the problem is they usually get like the Angel Studios movies and whatever the latest kids movie is,
Yeah.
right? So normally
Did
I'm
a-
stuck seeing if I want to go. It's like, yeah, because I asked them, "Are you getting Mortal Kombat this week?" And they're like, "No." They're getting the Sheep Detective movie and they're keeping Prada.
Hey,
And I think the reason they're keeping Prada, and this is where I kind of got in a conversation with them, is I think that Disney does have a contract thing with theaters where they have to have X amount of screens and they have to keep them in for so long. And that's why Hoppers is still out there.
oh wait,
And I think that's part of the reason where Chris was getting at, where all of a sudden, or was it you, Chris, that brought it up? Yeah, where like Michael, like, yeah, it's like it was in all these theaters and all of a sudden it's not, but yet it's only a 54% drop.
so
doesn't
In
Yeah.
other words, Tom will
Yeah.
be seeing Michael for a 7th time this
No,
year.
it won't because it's not. No, it's not showing this weekend, unfortunately.
Oh,
Uh,
okay, well,
wait a
No,
minute. so
Mortal
is-
Kombat, I got to go all the way to fucking Madison to see it. And it's costing me as much to see Mortal Kombat once as it did for me to see Michael all those times practically,
Well,
except for the one
hold
time.
on, Tom. Why don't you go see Devil Wears Prada and Sheep, and I'll pay you for each.
I might see the
review-
sheep one.
I'll pay you for each review reaction you do for the Slant, but you have to put on a little mustache and a little
Okay.
sombrero when you come out of the theater and you do it with an accent. I just saw the Devil Wears Prada 2, man. Here's my reaction, man.
Then I got to watch Devil Wears Prada 1.
No, you don't.
I think without it, I hear.
Those
I'm
videos
here
would be
watching
really
The
good.
Devil in Prada, and it's got the Meryl Streep, and she win the Oscars, And it's got the girl who played the Catwoman, but not the good Catwoman. And
Who would not see that video? There you go.
It'd be great.
Case solved, and then you get a couple bucks.
there you go. I might go see that Sheep movie just because it looked kind of cute.
No.
There you go. Devil wears wearing nada.
If I have any money to see it, that is. So yeah.
There you go.
See, that's the problem with YouTube. And that's why, I mean, I hate to say it, guys. I mean, I know some people gripe about us doing the ads, but look, guys, I mean, YouTube is not helping us at all. If it wasn't for, and those ads aren't even doing that much. And we have to do them just because YouTube sucks. I mean, this is even, look at, this was before my channel got demonetized, right? So, I mean, we do our best here, guys. So yeah, it is not an easy game to do this anymore. Like it used to be for sure.
Oh, it never was easy, but
but it used to be a lot easier.
Yeah,
or at least you felt like your
all things are relative.
Your labor was being fruitful, at least I guess you could say.
Yes.
Marksman of 117B says, Andre, about Animal Farm, capitalism sabotages commie utopia through debt. Movie ends with a second revolution that brings about the commie paradise.
Oh my God, that would be horrendous if that's true.
Well, I'll see if I can get us a screener, Andre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to dig up my email for the
I'd
person.
rather go see the shark movie. Fuck all that.
Me
That
too,
sounds
but
good.
I can wait for that to come on video. But they didn't get it in the theater here either, so.
You gonna go
There you
see
go.
it, Chris? The Deepwater?
I don't know. Probably not. We're gonna go
Probably
see the
wait.
Michael movie this weekend.
We saw Undertone last night on.
How was that?
Great until the ending.
Oh,
I was really like kind of like I liked the premise. I liked everything going, and I think they had a great idea, and they just didn't know how to end it.
True, but it only cost me $5 a showing as opposed to $20 a showing. Six.
what did
That's the big
6 say? I
difference.
didn't see that.
Don't
Hang on.
complain about money after you just saw Michael 6 times.
Oh, okay.
But like I said, my ticket for Mortal Kombat 2 cost as much as it cost me to go see Michael all those times. So just to see Mortal Kombat one time.
6 throwing logic.
And I
around.
noticed when I bought this that like I noticed this too. Did you guys notice? I think the tickets have gone up in price again too. Because IMAX used to be cheaper than $20 for me to go see a movie. It was $20 exactly.
That's
to
why I
see
get
Mortal Kombat 2.
the A-list, bro.
I don't live close enough to an AMC to get the A-list to go see it enough.
I
That's the
did
problem.
the IMAX. It's part of the ticket.
If I lived closer, I would totally.
You got to move. The fuck.
I'm working on it. I don't have the money to move.
Start to put $1 away every day. I'll go.
I gotta go
Oh, yeah.
shake my ass to make that $1 then.
And you got a lot of ass. Shake it.
I know. Marshall 117B says Nerdrotic had a guest on FNT who was a guild member of Angel and all the biz issues behind the scenes. Gary uploaded a clip of their
Ooh.
coverage. Well, there you go. So it seems like Gary's already on top of this. So there you go. And I don't get popcorn and pop every time, 6. I only did one time.
I saw it on IMAX for the second time.
All right, we're out of here, kids.
Oh.
Take care of yourselves and each other. We will see you on Wednesday. And Andre?
Yeah, for now, we're going to bring out the koalas in the rain.
Koalas in the rain, koalas in the rain, no fucks given. Koala, koala, koalas in the rain, koalas in the rain, no fucks given. Koala, koala, koalas in the rain, koalas in the rain, no fucks given.